Hey guys, I've been on a journey the last 12 months, and that journey is to find the best riding bike I could possibly find. We all know I've bought that Chromag wide angle, and I downsized that bike and it was amazing. But I went out on that the other day and I went off a drop and kind of blew my suspension up, which was ridiculous. Tried to repair that suspension beyond economical repair, unfortunately. Bear in mind I didn't pay a lot for the fork in the first place, and it's been on numerous bikes and had so much punishment, and I should have really serviced it a bit more often. I should know better, I know. That gave me the opportunity to have a look at different suspension platforms, because I know I have to buy one fork in order to replace on either one of my bikes, either the Stump Jumper or the Chromag. So what I've decided to do, well, I'll tell you after the intro. Welcome back. So what I decided to do is actually put the Fox 34 on the Chromag, and that bike now looks incredible. It's a 27.5 plus and a 29 fork, so it runs the burly tyres that I've got on the Chromag at the moment. I've test rode it, it's amazing. But we'll do another video about that at a future date. Let's talk about the Stump Jumper. So the Stump Jumper for me has been an amazing bike. It rides incredible anyway, it is a trail bike, so the pedalling platform is incredible. I did fit the Bomber CR coil shock on that, amazing. But looking at the colour scheme and looking at how impressed I was with that Bomber CR coil shock, I decided to do something slightly different. I don't want to say kind of the same, because somebody else has already took that slogan. So here we are. Let me show you what I've done. So this is the Stump Jumper. There's nothing on this frame that is actually original apart from these NX cranks. And I was kind of expecting these cranks to break, but they haven't. They've been an absolute workhorse, they've been brilliant. So don't replace anything unless it breaks, that's my philosophy. But anyway, here's the Bomber CR. As you can see, it's a sexy looking piece of kit, and it matches the bike quite well, especially with this Dibro kit on. And what I've done, I've now fitted and purchased the Mizuki Bomber Z1s, but that's not it. I've gone for a slightly different technology. Although the Bomber Z1 is actually owned by Fox, so it's got the thick grip damper in here, so it is in effect a Fox 36. But what differs this fork to that? It's a coil fork. Let's talk about this. So it's got a preload adjuster to help you set your sag, but also the spring technology within the actual fork itself is near silent, so you don't hear any of that horrible old-fashioned coil noise that you would hear normally. 36mm stanchions, exactly the same as the Fox 36. Colourway on the fork looks absolutely amazing. It matches my bike to a T. It was almost like it was made for my bike. The travel can be changed very easily by removing spacers by 10mm increments. So depending on what wheel size you've got, you can go like 150 to 180, all within the fork. You haven't got to buy different air cartridges and things like that, which is an absolute bonus. But you don't want to hear me just ramble on constantly about this fork. You want to see it ride, and that is where we're going right now. Now, because we're getting that second shop down in the Isle of Wight on the bike park, where else better to test this fork than on the bike park? And off we go. It always seems like such an adventure jumping on the ferry just to get to the island, but it only takes half an hour one way. It's incredible. Now, I am in fact here for a meeting, but the way mountain bikers do meetings, we ride. It's ridiculous. Who am I riding with? Let's meet the team. We have Matt, half owner of the bike park, and we also have Sean, that's come down from Rocky Mountain to come and see us. Starting from the left, we have the mechanical genius who's Caveman, followed by Harry, who's looking at doing some of the coaching. Not forgetting Alfie, that's the resident trainee. On the left hand side, we got my good friend Ryan, and anybody that knows anything about mountain biking, you'll already know Sam Hodgson. There are trails scattered absolutely everywhere on the bike park, and they're still digging. The bike park isn't officially open till April, but we're here to test this fork. Yep. And here we go. This is the first trail. Now this trail doesn't look like it on the camera, GoPro effect, but it is incredibly rooty. Perfect test for these forks. How were they? How did they perform? Like an absolute dream. They were so plush, They absorbed absolutely everything.
Fucking squirrely. Oh,
look at these features,
wicked.
they're incredible. Now we picked a day where it had rained quite a bit beforehand, so the trails weren't running the quickest, but they were still bloody fast, so you can imagine what these are going to be like in the summer.
Kind of lost my line.
Oh, fine, no, I'll go down gravel with you. Head on out, that's still very good.
So, this is a new blue trail that's just been dug. I decided to follow Sam on one of the electric bikes, the Surons, down this trail. It's completely different to the last trail that we rode. This trail is more flowy and there's some incredibly big berms in there. So I wanted to test the compression and digging my bike into the berms to see how it performed. Even though it's a coil fork, you can still adjust certain things like compression and rebound, so you can dial the fork in for you. But you can have it completely open and just have it plug and play. It's so easy to set up, and that's what I love about this fork. But my god, these trails are absolutely some of the best trails I've ever ridden, and that includes anywhere I've ever ridden. You can't pick up on the camera how steep this hill is that comes down the side of the valley, and how pristine these machine berms are. They've done an amazing job, and the whole park is actually just like this. Don't worry, I will be going over an in-depth trail review for each of the trails on the park.
Fucking amazing.
That is just the best.
So yeah, so far the fork is absolutely amazing. We've had an epic time on the Isle of Wight. You will get to see more of the trails in the future, as well as the team that works on the park. But until then, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give us a like and a subscribe, it really helps the channel, and we'll see you next time.